Everyone, I'm Angela. Welcome and welcome back to Angela's Fashion Mix. I hope you all have had a fantastic day and I thank you for being here. If you are new, this is where I talk about fashion, a little bit of lifestyle, and some periodic DIYs, which I have one coming probably next week. I'm going to share that. You saw my short. I had a recent trip to Joann Fabrics, so I'm working on a DIY and I hope to show that to you very soon. Today I'm talking about a couple different things, and one of them is customer service, or should I say the lack of, or how it has changed. And also I'm going to be sharing a few of my handbags and a couple pair of shoes. There were contributions to my life by my husband. So I didn't create this all by myself. So I just wanted to share that. Also today, I had the pleasure of having lunch with a local subscriber. And we had lots of laughs. The conversation was great. And I just want to take a moment to say hi to Ariane. And thanks for your time. I always appreciate meeting you all. Today was a little bit different in that we actually had an opportunity to have a sit down. So that was a first. And so I'm grateful for that. So thank you so much for your time. And thanks for supporting the channel. I'm going to start with customer service. And I'm going to try to narrow this down to maybe 3 stories. I have quite a few. There have been quite a few interesting encounters in the customer service space recently, and I'm going to share them. I feel like it's kind of a universal thing of late when it comes to customer service, and I've seen it in multiple states. So I'm just going to share a little bit of what I've been through or have seen. So I'm going to start with one. This is probably the most basic one, but it's a situation where I feel like the employee expected me to accept what they were just going to push at us. Went through a drive-through and ordered an orange drink. We both ordered orange drinks. Get to the window and the cashier gives us the drinks. And I happened to look at the through the lid, and I thought it looked a little pink to be orange. As soon as I took the top off, I smelled fruit punch. And so my husband knocked on the window and told her that this was not orange, it was fruit punch. And her comment was, "Oh, we don't have orange today." So I'm thinking, so you couldn't have shared that when we asked for orange drinks? That was just not information you could give out. And furthermore, you just going to force us to have fruit punch? My husband and I looked at each other in total disbelief. Total disbelief. That was one encounter. In another drive-through situation, we spent a lot of time in drive-throughs. In another situation, I was visiting my aunt in North Carolina, and she loves chicken. She does not matter how, she loves chicken. So I always stop at Bojangles near where she lives, and I'll pick up chicken to take to the facility. On this particular visit, the cashier passed the chicken box through the window. I asked if I could get it in a bag. She gave me the bag, and I realized I had no napkins. So she's gone. Now she's gone. So I waited, motioned through the window to see if I could get napkins, and I asked her for napkins. And as she turned around, I heard her say, "These people are always asking for something." So now we can't have napkins with our purchase? They're napkins. And they're not your napkins. That was encounter 2. Another encounter involved ice. And we received the drinks, and neither of them had ice in them. Not even light ice. No ice. So my husband inquired about the ice, and the cashier said, "We don't have any ice." Again, you're going to just push a drink through the window and don't tell the customer that there's something different about their drink. I'm just having some concerns about customer service. And I'm going to finish with this one because it's a humdinger. Please bear with me. We frequent this establishment, and I'm intentionally not naming restaurants, but this is particular one that we frequent. Um, Typically, I will call ahead for car side pickup. I did what I always do. And when you get to the restaurant, you let them know you're there and they bring the order out. On this particular day, it was kind of warm. I placed the order. I sent my text to say I'm here. And I was waiting now probably 10 minutes beyond the expected time for it to be ready. So I sent another text. Nothing happened. I waited 5 minutes and now I'm going to the pickup window that's for outside pickup. I can't see into the restaurant, but they can see customers at the window. I stood there for a couple of minutes. Nobody came to the window, and I kind of motioned just in case. I just motioned through by the window. Nobody came to the window. Now I'm going inside, and now I'm about 15 minutes or so into this process of trying to get food that I called ahead for. I met eyes with one of the hostesses when I walked in. I told her I'd been waiting for a bit. And while we were talking, I glanced that there was a bag sitting behind the counter by that window I had just left. She says, "Well, hold on a minute and I will go get someone to assist you." About a minute later, I see two people walking toward me, and one went that way and the other stopped over there. I'm over here. So I said, "Excuse me, I'm here to pick up my order." This person says, "I'll get someone to help you." So, so how many minutes are we counting at this point? I'm lost. I do not know. So when she says, "I'll get someone to help you," I tell that person, I'm going to be at the window. I'm going to go back outside and I'm going to be at the window. And I did that because it was really cold, because the air was really pumping and it was warmer outside. So I said, I'm going to go back to the window and wait for the order there. And she says, "Okay." I went back out to the window. I checked emails. I sent a couple of text messages. I sat down on the bench and I realized I'm still waiting on food. You all would have thought I must have been waiting on filet mignon. I was not. So now I'm back inside and now I'm telling yet another person that I'm waiting on my food. Now there are 4 bags sitting at the window along with the one. So I know my food now. I know my food is over there in one of those bags. So the person that now comes to check me out, she comes and I'm explaining to her what I've gone through now for 20 minutes. And she gives me my ticket, gives me a pen, and I realize as I'm signing, I realize that she has not said anything. I've just told her all of this drama, and she has uttered word none. And I looked at her and I said, "So you're not going to say anything?" And her response was, eyeball to eyeball. She shook her head no and never said a word. Now, in that very moment, if someone had checked my blood pressure, it had to have been elevated because I was warm. I was physically getting warm in that moment. I happened to look over at the very first girl that acknowledged me. And she looked at me, she looked at her coworker. She didn't know at this point what I was going to do. But the person in front of me didn't know either, but really didn't seem to have a concern about it because she was very comfortable in her response. Now, on another day with another customer, but I'm not that person. So I got the food, I went to the car, and y'all, I was warm. I was warm. I called back to the restaurant and I asked to speak to the manager. He comes on the phone and I said, I hope you will indulge me for a couple of minutes because I need for you to know what I just experienced in your establishment. I started by saying I am not that customer because clearly if I was, I wouldn't have needed to call him. It would have been handled in the restaurant, but I couldn't. I could not talk to him in the restaurant. I told him the whole 20-minute scenario. And a couple of times he tried to break in. And I said, no, you need to hear every detail of what I just experienced. He offered to cook us replacement meals. I said, so you want me to waste another 25 to 30 minutes of my day? I said, no, that's not what I want. And I was not after free food, but I got the gift certificates for meals for later. And my next call was to my husband, again, telling of my saga. And there is no way to really convey to someone what all of that was. It was a whole encounter over someone who just blatantly disregarded the customer. And I think that is probably the worst customer service experience I have ever had. And I don't think I'll ever forget it. So with the missing ice and the wrong drink and no napkins and all those kinds of things, that's almost commonplace. So when someone gives me not even excellent service, especially if they are a high schooler, when somebody gives me okay service, I'm calling the manager to say, hey, this person did X and they're doing a great job. And I try to do that in front of that person because they need to know that their efforts were noticed. And that manager needs to know that this person is doing what they're supposed to do. So I try to make sure those moments happen. And I have thought about that girl. I cannot tell you how many times since that day. And I don't think I will ever forget her response to me. I just know that she does not know how fortunate she was that that situation happened with me. Now, it could have happened with some other people. I have no idea. Customer service is not what it once was. Even when it wasn't great, even when there were holes and there were things that needed to be repaired, that compared to what we're encountering in different places now is crazy. I just wanted to share those experiences. I'm sure y'all have stories, but that's what it's been. So thank you all for indulging me and listening to my customer service sagas. We got to do better. Things have just got to be better. So I'm showing you 5 bags that my husband has contributed to my handbag collection over time. And I'm starting with one from Steinmart. If you remember Steinmart, it was one of my favorite places to shop. And of course, they closed all their stores. But I've heard that they are under a different brand and selling accessories online, maybe. I've heard a few different things about what may or may not be happening. I don't know. I just know the store is no longer in existence. And that is this bag. I came home one day and it was sitting on the bed with a card. And this is one of my favorite bags. I love the cutout detail here. And the two-tone color combination. This is off-white versus white. And with the patent leather, it's just a really sharp-looking bag. One of my favorite bags is in the color that I absolutely love year-round, and I talk a bit about it in fall, and that is this camel color. So this is the Florentine by Dooney Burke. This is the medium hobo, and I absolutely love it. I love the top handle. I love that it zips across the top. I love that it has the gold hardware, the tassels. I like a lot about this bag, and I got this either for my birthday or Christmas one year. My birthday and Christmas are so close together, I sometimes mix up what came when, but it was for one of those, and I absolutely love it. And in this color, I love that. This next one, you all saw when we purchased it. I did a video about it, and the surprise in it was how he kind of conned me into getting back into the store. So we were in Williamsburg, Virginia. There is a premium outlet there with all the brand stores, and we were there on a shopping trip. We went to get sneakers for him, and of course we're going to visit other stores. So on this particular day, we went into Michael Kors, and we'd gone in, and I'm going to touch some things, and I looked at a few. There were a couple that I liked, but didn't make any move toward buying one. So we walked around, and on our way back, we had to pass the Michael Kors store to get to the car. So in getting back to the car, we were in front of Michael Kors again, and he pulled me aside and he asked me to listen. He says, "Do you hear that?" And I'm listening to see what it is I'm supposed to hear, because there's music playing. And of course, there's people talking. So I'm listening, trying to figure out what he's referring to. And he says, "You don't hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what?" He pulls me a little closer to the Michael Kors door. He says, "You still don't hear it?" By now, I'm on to him. So what he's doing now is taking me back into the store to get one of the bags that I was looking at. And that bag is this one. Love, love, love the style. And I looked at it and, did all the stuff and looked in the mirror and all that. And so we went back in and he bought this one. And I love the bag. It's due to come out really, really soon, because this is my color. This is my color. I keep referencing that because it's a neutral, but it's also such a pretty color. And I love this one. And the thing that I really liked about this one was that the monogram, although it is all over the bag, it's subtle. So you can see that it's Michael Kors, but it's not an in-your-face print. So I do like that. And that was a gift on that day. One of the bags that you all have asked me so many questions about, I have had this bag now for maybe 3 years, somewhere in there. I saw it when I walked into the boutique, and we walked around a bit, and he had seen it but hadn't said anything. So we were just kind of meandering through, and we got back to this part of the store, and he looked up and he says, "What do you think of that bag up there?" So at this point, I picked up a couple of things, and when he saw the bag, I said, "Yeah, I think I like it." Took it down, and it is this bag. You all have had so many questions about this bucket bag. So I'm putting it in because it was something that he had also seen. What I like about this one is that it has the drawstring. It has the top handle, but it's also a drawstring bag. So I can pull this to close it up. Typically I don't, but it is an option. But I love the buckle detail on this. and the buckles do unbuckle. They don't do anything. It's just a feature of the bag, and they all do that. But because they stay, so I thought that was kind of unique in itself. So this is one of my favorite bags. You all have seen it several times, and this is one of the bags that he's purchased. And this is from a boutique here in the Richmond area called Bonnie's Boutique. She's also on Facebook and has a variety of unique pieces. I've done a tour there at the store before, and that is where this came from. And most recently for Christmas was this bag. In case you did not see my Christmas follow-up video, this was my recent gift, and this one is by Calvin Klein. And I think he's picked up on the subtle branding on the bags. So I really do like that. And the brown here with the gold hardware. And there's so many compartments on this bag. So you're going to be seeing this very, very soon in a look. So stay tuned. You'll probably see it in a short. And we're going to let that come out to play. I also want to share a couple pair of shoes. He learned pretty early on that shoes was my thing. And so through the years, he's added to the collection. But I want to share these two because these are probably two of my favorite pair of shoes that he's ever purchased. And one you've seen. This is my favorite pair of shoes. If I had to just take one pair of shoes, it would be these. And these are by Aldo. And I absolutely love this shoe. It's a low platform. And it is a T-strap, and it has the open toe. And I love the two-tone. If there's that one pair of shoes that I have to take off of this wall and get rid of everything else, I'm keeping these shoes. And another pair that he contributed to the cause. These are great for summer, but I can push them into fall. I don't wear hosiery until it really gets cold. So we're kind of in that space right now where I'll wear hosiery. But into fall, as far as I can go, I can wear these shoes. And that is these. Love them. Love, love, love them. And I love the sparkle. They zip in the back and also has the open toe. And these are a suede. So I love these with all that's going on there. One of my favorite pair of shoes. So I wanted to share that. It's not all me. I have a little help in what has accumulated here. It's an indulgence that I have acquired over the years. And when you all mention details and different things in my outfits, it's because over the years, I have acquired quite a few options when it comes to what I can add to a look to enhance it in some way. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you all have some better experiences than I've had that I've mentioned here with regard to customer service. Things have got to just got to get a little bit better. So if you have not subscribed and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. I would appreciate that. I thank you always for watching and supporting the channel here. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video, which I anticipate being on Friday. There will be an extra one this week, so I anticipate bringing that on Friday. And again on Sunday. On Sunday, please join me as I will be bringing a special video with regard to caregivers. I will have a guest as well as I'll be sharing some personal experiences and things that I think you'll find beneficial if you are a caregiver or anticipate being a caregiver at some point. So I thank you all. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you all in the video. Stay safe and warm. Bye.